Okay, to turn the lights on, because that's the first thing we have to do, is make sure that, like this has its light on. Okay, make sure that this thing is plugged in. Then this switch should turn all the lights on. Now, on many occasions, all the lights don't come on with just this switch, so we have to play a little game of bop it. So make sure that this light is lit. If it is not, it is this switch. And the light over here is optional. Sometimes you'll need it, sometimes you don't. So I can turn that on just by turning the thing on the back. This might cause glare. Again, this is an optional light. And you might see like a little, especially if it's a glossy picture. In this case, there's a little bit of a glare over here, so I needed to turn this one off. Again, that's just this little rotate thing in the back. Cool. That is how you turn on and off this unit. Okay, so let's look at taking the camera off the tripod and moving the tripod around. So you can see this is not really a tripod, it's rigged up to hold the camera on this bar. Okay? In order to move the camera around, you have to loosen these. So if I loosen this one, I'm allowed to pivot and then put it down. Okay? So I could tighten that one back up. This one, if I loosen it, allows me to rotate it back and forth. So just get familiar with this. In order to take the camera on and off the tripod, first grip the camera. Press this button. Turn back this arm, or pull back the arm, and the camera should come loose. Yeah. Because of this thing, if this is not on the camera, well, locate one of these and they screw onto the bottom. Okay. So you have to screw this onto the bottom of the camera. You make sure that the smallest one is in the front, and you can see the little arrow. Place the small inside this little hook and then press down. Make sure that it is secure before you let go of the camera. Okay, this lever should have went that way. Again, just get familiar with that. It's a very easy action, but I've seen many students do amazing things to try to get it off the tripod. Sometimes this will happen right here and you can't get it back on. So click it, lock it back, let go of the button. There we go, just like that. Again, review these before moving on. Find out what they do, play with them. Changing the battery so you can loosen the camera. And you can see underneath here, there is a battery port. You can simply go like that, touch the orange button, and you can change out the battery. Before you begin with anything, always check your battery, and then also check your SD card. Is there one in there? Okay, so the SD card goes in card slot 1. Alright, so there's several things we have to do to change to be able to take a photo of a product. One of them is time. So on the camera, locate this and make sure that you rotate the dial over to time. This allows you to take a photo, it waits a few seconds, and then takes a photo. This way, you're not touching the camera as it's doing that process. Okay, the next button you have to find is this. Just make sure the camera is on. Next button, live view. If live view does not turn on, press the shutter button once. The shutter button is located here. It'll take a photo of something, but that'll allow you to get into live view. Okay, next, with live view activated, make sure that you can see this bar. Okay, so keep clicking this button until it pops up. Okay, so the next thing you need to find is this dial right here. It's in the front of the camera. And as you rotate that, this is your aperture, and you can see that this number changes. Go ahead and set that number to like f20. Later we'll identify what aperture really does, but for right now, for any product photography, I would say f20. Okay, locate the button ISO. Okay, press that, and when you're pressing it, you can rotate this dial. So make sure that the ISO is set to 100. All right, now the only one you have to worry about always changing is this one. Okay, all the other ones you leave alone after you get them set. So this one is your shutter speed. So what we're going to do is use this meter to identify where it needs to be. We need to rotate this so it goes to 0. If it's down, we rotate it to the left, and if it's up, we rotate it to the right. Now you can be within this range. So what will happen is this might be a little bit of a darker shot, this might be a little bit brighter shot. So I would stay within this range. Okay, then all you do is have to recenter your shot, like so. So now locate this. This needs to be switched to here. This allows you to move the joystick around. Okay, we want to choose an area to focus in on. Wherever this box is, it's going to be the most crisp, the most detailed. So choose that. This camera says normal. We want that to be highest quality. So we click the I and choose fine. And then to get out of that, you can just click the I again. Cool. So when you go and focus in on an area, we just move this around until it's within this range, and then press the button on the front. Let go of the camera, do not touch the camera, and let it take its photo. If you have everything set correctly, it'll take a shot. It'll be clean and crisp in this shot, because what happens is anytime you touch the camera, it will jolt the picture. So don't touch it. Press the button, walk away, let it take its shot. Essentially, that's product photography right there. It's easy. There's just, a few steps that are required in order to, get the shot. So once you got your shot, you can then make sure that you are taking your SD card out, and there you go. If you did this right, you shouldn't have to go into Photoshop or Lightroom or any other application in order to edit the photo. It should be correct coming out of the camera for this stuff. So if it isn't what you like, make sure you get it right in camera, not in software. And then you should make sure that you screw around with, like locking this up, turning this off, making sure that, that you switch this dial around a little bit, and then change this up some. Turn that off maybe. Now, why would you do that? Because the next person that comes up has to learn where those buttons are. Make sure that every time that you use this camera, that you thoroughly screw with only the buttons that I showed you at the beginning of this video, not any of the other ones, but like this dial, this, the info button, this, okay? In order to have people learn, it has to be broken. So please abide by that. I'll probably end up doing it too, but it's up to you, whoever shot the photo last, in order to help out the next person. You're helping them by screwing this up. Thank you. Enjoy.